Many centuries ago, in the lonely, enchanted palace of ancient Mongolia of the Yuan dynasty, there lived a young man named Prince Kon. He lived all alone in his palace with plenty of his slaves and servants working to do gardening, cooking, cleaning and everything that pampered him. Prince Khan was very rich, but not a very kind, handsome man. He had ruled the Mongolian Empire for several years, which his land had grown larger and larger much all across Asia and then into Europe. Although he had everything that he desired, he was spoiled, selfish, greedy, unappreciative, sour, and unkind. He always demanded more land to rule, more gold, more money, and more slaves and servants to work around his palace. Nothing seemed to please the prince, because he always wanted more. One stormy night, on the prince's 21st birthday, an old woman alone came to his palace and knocked on the front, main door. When the prince came to answer it, he stared at the old woman. He became disgusted to see her. She smiled at him and gave him a hand-thrown vase for his birthday. She told him that she made it herself and painted by hand. She begged him to keep it and appreciate her hard work, for she had worked on it for 2 weeks. But unfortunately, the young prince wasn't pleased with the gift the old woman gave him. He hated the vase, so he snarled and sneered at the old woman. Enraged, he ordered her to leave his palace at once and never return. Then, suddenly, the old woman transformed herself into a large, fearsome dragon that was 3 times as tall as Prince Kon. The prince was frightened. He got down on his knees and pleaded the dragon not to hurt him. He tried to apologize, but it was too late. For his punishment, the dragon rejected his apology and turned him into a wild and tamed Mongolian horse. After he was transformed into a wild stallion, Kon began running wild into the grassy, unknown wilderness of the country. Poor Khan was lost and all alone, ashamed and heartbroken because of his greed and selfishness. Consequently, during his punishment, he could not vocally talk or sing or do anything to communicate with human beings. He could only neigh, whinny, snort, and make other horse-like sounds. There was only one opportunity that Kon could do in order to turn himself back into a man again. The dragon had told him. If Kon learned to be kind and unselfish, and if he had found his first true love, the spell would be broken, and if not, he would remain a wild horse for the rest of his life. While the prince had gone missing without a trace, his palace was abandoned. Nobody in the country knew or had any idea where could the prince be and if he was alive or dead. Days became weeks, and weeks became months. And yet, there was no sign of the prince. No clue or anything was found anywhere in the prince's whereabouts. It made no sense. The prince was needed to rule in order to keep the Mongolian Empire alive. Without the prince, the empire would be doomed and began to crumble down. When the empire was about to collapse, Mongolia was invaded by China's occupation. It was the ruthless, chillingly evil leader of the Chinese army, General Yin, and his army of his soldiers called the Huns. General Yin was so ruthless he wanted his country to be bigger and stronger than all other neighboring weakened countries. Since the Mongolian Empire had been spreading all throughout Eurasia, General Yin believed that the Mongolians were taking over the world. But that was not true. The Mongolians were not taking over the world. It was the empire that was ruled by a greedy, selfish prince. But General Yin invaded the Mongolians anyways. His plan was to kill all the innocent Mongolian men, women and children, so he would take over the empire and the world. There was only one Mongolian that General Yin loved and wanted to marry. It was Princess Badra. She was the princess of Mongolia and heir to the throne as the next empress. She was the only and eldest daughter of the Mongolian emperor. General Yin vowed that he would marry the princess, so he would rule and be the next emperor of Mongolia. Since Prince Khan had gone missing, General Yin and the Huns began destroying and burning the cities and towns throughout Mongolia. Many innocent Mongolian people were tortured and often killed, and many others forced to leave their homes. When General Yin and his Huns were taking over Mongolia, war was officially declared.
What's going on, Father?
I don't know, daughter. It's probably going to be bad news for us and your people.
Your Highnesses, I have terrible news for you and your people. General Yin and the Huns have invaded Mongolia.
Oh no! Not that General Yin. Please! Don't let him marry me!
I would like to thank you all for coming to my wedding. First of all, I'd better go inside the palace and propose to the princess.
Ah, General Yin. What a pleasant surprise you came here.
Good afternoon, Your Highness.
What can I help you with?
I'm always filled with wonderful surprises, you know, my fair princess. There is no other girl in Mongolia who is ever beautiful like you.
Why, thank you, General Yin. That was a very thoughtful thing to say to a princess.
My pleasure.
How about you come on into the dining room and I will warm you up some tea. So, are you going to tell me what you've been up to?
Well, my princess, today is the day your dreams will come true.
Oh, it is? What do you know about my dreams?
Picture this, my princess. In the big, enchanting, golden palace in the majestic, far-away land of Mongolia, a general will become an emperor. The emperor will sit back and relax on the throne. A little wife of mine will become an empress. The empress will sit besides me, massage me, and feed me with very good meals. Moreover, the Empress will have to do everything that pleases the Emperor, and the little children will be playing outside in the courtyard with the dogs. Ah! And do you know who that little wife and Empress will be?
Let me think.
You, my fair princess.
General Yin.
Wait. Come back here. Where do you think you're going?
General Yin, speechless. I just don't know what to say to you.
Oh, my dear princess, just simply say you will marry me. That is all.
General Yin, I'm so terribly sorry.
What are you sorry for? There is absolutely nothing in the world to apologize.
I will regret what I'm going to inform you. I just don't deserve you.
Whoa.
Huh?
War is officially declared. The Huns have destroyed and burned down the cities and towns throughout the country. Every man must serve in the Mongolian army to fight against the Huns. They must be stopped and they cannot occupy our country. Be ready as soon as possible.
It is my honor to do so.
Father, I don't want you to go. Please stay with me. I need you.
Daughter, stand back. I want you to run as far and as quickly as you can before the Huns reach you.
I can't, Father. I won't leave my people and I won't let you go.
Princess Bajra, you're in grave danger. You have to run away. You don't have a choice. It's the only way for you to survive. Please, promise me that you'll run. I promise you'll be safe and away. And I promise I will send you letters, letting you know when it's safe to return home. Goodbye, daughter.
Goodbye, Father.